Jesus, my friend. Do you have a friend with whom you will be one, unbroken, complete, joined, and united to forever? Well, I do. Do you have a friend whose warmth, radiance, gladness, majesty, splendor, rapture, exaltation, devotion, adoration, and glory just fills you up to overflowing? Well, I do. Do you have a friend whose providence and divine intervention will care for you even when you do not have the will to care for yourself? Well, I do. Do you have a friend whose very hand has established the foundations of heaven and earth, and who in his power sustains all things? Well, I do. Do you have a friend to whom you are so precious, cherished, and irreplaceable that he has spilled his blood just for you? Well, I do. Do you have a friend whose love for you is a love that is endless, infinite, boundless, and without measure? Well, I do. Do you have a friend that can bear your burdens, distress, torment, and fears? Well, I do. Do you have a friend that can mend and heal the brokenness, sorrow, and heartbreak within you? Well, I do. Do you have a friend who is ever willing to forgive you? Well, I do. Do you have a friend who gives you life, purpose, truth, wisdom, strength, and peace unchanging? Well, I do. Do you have a friend that is closer to you than a brother? Well, I do. Do you have a friend whose love for you is a joy, comfort, rest, and companionship like no other? Well, I do. Do you have a friend who comes to live and breathe within you? Well, I do. Do you have a friend whose smile upon you is more beautiful than the golden rays of summer? Well, I do. Do you have a friend who plants his seed within you by the streams of life-giving water? Well, I do. Do you have a friend that promises you that for no good, true, virtuous, excellent, and godly thing will you ever thirst or hunger? Well, I do. Do you have a friend whose dear embrace does bring to you a joy both all-surpassing and eternal? Well, I do. Do you have a friend that promises, "I will never leave you nor forsake you"? Well, I do. Do you have a friend that loves you enough to make you just like him, perfect, pure of heart, loving, lovely, holy, righteous, gracious, tender, and compassionate? Well, I do. Do you have a friend in whom you abide, and to whom you belong, and to whom you would lay down and entrust your own life? Well, I do. Do you have a friend who is worthy, worthy of all your praise, worthy of all your worship, worthy of all your admiration, worthy of all your adoration, worthy of all your celebration, worthy of all your love, worthy of all your heart, mind, body, and soul, worthy above all? Well, I do. Do you have a friend who is the very wonder, esteem, awe, cornerstone, author, and bread of life? Well, I do. Do you have a friend who shed his blood, tasted death, and suffered infinitely in the penalty of your sin upon a wooden cross just for you, so that you would not have to? Well, I do. Do you have a friend that from the curse of death and sin, in God's glory and in victory, for you rose again. Well, I do. Do you have a friend whose sovereign right, rule, authority, being, and integrity over all creation reigns supreme? Well, I do. Do you have a friend whose every word is truly the word of life? Well, I do. Do you have a friend who knows all, sees all, and whom without you and I simply could not be? Well, I do. All of us, we are only because He is. He is the great I Am, and His name is above all names. There is no one before or after Him, and His precious name is that of the Most Holy One, Alpha and Omega, beginning and end, God's beloved Son, Jesus, my friend.